My son, my daughter, listen to what I'm about to tell you, with love, but with urgency. This word does not come as an accusation, but as a passionate call, a warning from a Father who loves you and knows every corner of your heart and your home. Today I come to open your eyes, to show you that there are things in the atmosphere around you, in the drawers of your soul, in the small habits you've stopped noticing, that need to be removed before they grow, before they become giants that paralyze your faith, before they turn into strongholds within you that close doors I long to open. This message is meant to awaken you with love, to make you understand that not everything present should remain. There are seeds that seem harmless but were planted by the enemy, and if they are not uprooted today, tomorrow they will grow into trees of pain, confusion, and distance from me. And I did not call you to that. I called you to freedom, to peace, to the fullness of my presence. So listen carefully. Remove those things from your home before they grow. Because you know, my child, there are objects there that carry more than just matter. They carry stories, energies, and influences. There are words still floating in the air because they were spoken in anger, with cursing, with contempt. And they still echo because they have not been cancelled in prayer or replaced by the truth of my word. There are songs still playing in your ears that invoke memories I've already asked you to let go of. There are clothes you still keep that were worn during seasons of sin, deception, and darkness. There are memories you placed on the shelf of your heart like trophies, but they are actually chains, and you know it. You feel the weight. You feel the oppression. You feel that something isn't right, even when everything appears normal. That discomfort you feel, my child, is no coincidence. It is my spirit alerting you because I love you too much to let you keep allowing what is contaminating the space where I want to dwell. Remember, your home is sacred ground. Your mind is an altar. Your heart is the dwelling place of my spirit, and where I dwell there can be no mixture, no hidden idolatry, no spiritual inheritances that contradict holiness, no memories that feed sin. I want to do a complete work. I want to restore your home with my presence, but there are doors that must be shut, objects that must be burned, voices that must be silenced, because you prayed for deliverance, and I came to answer. You cried out for peace, and I came to bring it, but along with peace comes separation, because not everything can stay when heaven decides to descend. When glory invades, darkness must flee. When the holy enters, the profane is cast out. When the light is lit, there's no room for shadows. That's why I ask you, walk through your home and ask my spirit what needs to go. I will show you. I will whisper to your heart. I'll help you remember things you kept out of attachment, but that are open doors for the enemy. Maybe you have photos, letters, gifts, symbols, and you think they're harmless, but they are not. Every object carries an origin, an intention, an atmosphere. And if they didn't come from me, if they are not aligned with what I'm building in you, they must be removed. And not just the objects, but also the thoughts, habits, and patterns keeping you tied to the same place. That thing you call just a personal habit may be the very chain holding you back spiritually. Don't deceive yourself, my child. Don't trivialize the spiritual, because the enemy doesn't need much to destroy, just a crack. And a crack left unattended becomes a door, and an open door can turn into a highway to ruin. But today I've come to close those doors with you. I've come to seal your home with my blood. I've come to blow my wind and sweep away every spiritual weight that no longer belongs to you. You are mine. And if you are mine, your home should reflect heaven. It should smell of prayer, sound like praise, carry an atmosphere of peace. It should be a refuge, not a battlefield. It should be an altar, not a hiding place for memories that pull you away from me. So, even if it hurts, even if it costs you, even if you feel emotionally tied to certain things, remove them. Don't delay, don't negotiate, because the longer you procrastinate, the stronger those things become. And I do not want to see my child overcome by something that could have been removed with a simple act of faith. You are not alone in this. I will be with you. I will place authority in your hands to cleanse, to undo, to declare. From today, this is no longer part of my home. And when you take that step, I will honor you. The peace that used to slip away will return. The sleep that was interrupted will be restored. The mind that was restless will be calmed. and your home will be called a dwelling of righteousness, a refuge of glory. Because where there is obedience, there is manifestation. Where there is surrender, there is restoration. Where there is separation, there is consecration. And when I see a heart willing to please me, I don't just visit, I dwell. So listen, remove what is impure. Remove what binds you. Remove what feeds your old self. Remove what reminds you of who you no longer are, because you are no longer a slave to pain, to the past, to guilt. You are mine, and I have new garments for you, a new season for your home, new days prepared for your family. But first, there must be cleansing, burning, breaking, uprooting, before it grows, before it takes deeper root, before it becomes a habit, before it becomes identity. Because I'm calling you back to the altar, and the altar cannot be divided. I said, daughter, I love you with an everlasting love, a love that does not give up, does not tire, and does not walk away when you fail, but calls to you even in the midst of confusion to draw you closer to me. I do not speak to wound you, but to save you. I do not come with heaviness, but with light. I do not point out to shame you, but to free you from the invisible chains binding you without you even noticing. What I'm doing with you today is real. It is deep. It is spiritual. It starts in silence, but it will echo in many places. It will be reflected in your choices, your atmosphere, your relationships. Because when you choose to obey me, when you tear what needs to be torn, burn what needs to be burned, silence what needs to be silenced, you are making room for heaven to descend. And I, who am faithful, will be seen in the details. You will sense me in the opening and closing of doors, in the touches of circumstances, in the relief that comes at the end of the day, in the rest that covers your sleep. For I am just. I am the God who speaks, but also the God who acts. I do not just warn, I protect. I do not just correct, I restore tenderly. I do not just require, I care, I reward, I fill. You will not come out of this process empty. On the contrary, you will come out lighter, more sensitive, stronger, more filled with my presence, and your reward will come. Your peace will return to dwell with you like a gentle breeze that enters through the window at dawn. Your home will be transformed, and even those who visit will feel something different. Because where I am honored, I manifest. Where there is holiness, there is glory. Where there is surrender, there is favor. And where there is love for me, promises are fulfilled. So remove it, my son, remove it, my daughter, not in fear, but in faith, not as one who loses, but as one who makes room for the new, before it grows, before it takes the place that belongs to me, before it distances you from what I've prepared for you. And you will see that a simple act of obedience, a sincere gesture of inner cleansing, a quiet decision to uproot evil, will be like a key that unlocks everything that was being held back. Because when you choose to please me, I rise, I move, I stretch out my mighty hand, and I declare to heaven and earth, this is my son, this is my daughter, and no one touches what is mine. Because this is not just about cleansing, it's about preparation. Preparation for what you've prayed for but have not yet seen. Preparation for the doors I am about to open, the people I will bring, the healing that will surprise you in its depth and speed. But I cannot pour living water into a vessel already full of things that were never meant to remain. I want to teach your hands how to handle holy things. I want to entrust you with responsibilities that carry eternal weight. But first, I must know that your hands are empty of compromise, that your grip on what's dying has finally loosened, and that you are ready to steward what is sacred. There are people waiting on the other side of your obedience. Your decision to clean the hidden places will ripple out farther than you can see. Your children will be affected. Your marriage, your friendships, your community. They will sense the shift even before they know the reason. Some of the confusion you've been battling hasn't been coming from the outside. It's been echoing from the unresolved within. And you've tried to fix it by distraction, by discipline, by doing more. But I'm not asking for more effort. I'm asking for surrender in the places you've ignored. You've been fighting a spiritual fog, and it's not because you're failing me, it's because you've come close to a threshold, a tipping point, and the enemy knows it. He's been attempting to cloud your clarity right before the breakthrough. But I'm not the author of confusion, I'm the bringer of light. There are things you've called normal because they've been around so long, but just because they've remained doesn't mean they belong. You've adapted to dysfunction, built routines around spiritual dust, and learned to function with weights you were never designed to carry. I'm not just asking you to clean your physical space. I'm asking you to audit your emotional attachments, that feeling you've dismissed as nostalgia. Look closer. It's not always innocent. Some memories wear a pleasant face but hide chains behind their smiles. You've held on to certain things out of guilt, as if throwing them out would dishonor your past. But I am not in the guilt. I am in the invitation to move forward. Let go, not because you hate where you've been, but because you love where I'm taking you more. There are habits that don't look like rebellion, but are quietly stealing your spiritual sharpness. They don't make headlines, but they make you spiritually dull. And a dull edge doesn't cut through what must be broken. Some of the heaviness you felt when you enter certain rooms in your home is not psychological, it's spiritual. Objects, media, and memories carry residue, and residue attracts resistance. You must make your home a place the enemy dreads to enter. I want you to notice the patterns, how the same arguments flare up in the same places, how your peace seems to leak out during certain times of day. These aren't coincidences, they are signs. Pay attention. My spirit is your guide, not just in the obvious, but in the small and subtle. You've been wondering why your prayers feel like they're hitting a ceiling, but I want to show you what's clogging the air. It's not your words, it's the atmosphere. I will help you cleanse it if you invite me to show you what you've learned to overlook. Your authority is not diminished, but it's been sleeping under layers of compromise. Like a buried sword, it only needs to be uncovered and sharpened. And once it is, you will speak and see results again. This is not about being perfect, it's about being aligned. When your heart and home come into agreement with heaven, I move swiftly, I respond to order, I dwell where I am prioritized, not merely mentioned. There are books on your shelves that feed fear and self-reliance more than faith. Music that stirs emotions I've already set you free from. Decorations that carry meanings you never researched. Ask me, and I will help you discern what must go. Even the layout of your home matters. What is honored gets elevated. What is holy must not be hidden. Rearrange your space with intention. Make room for prayer, for rest, for silence. Not just physically, but spiritually. Invite peace to take the center. Do not underestimate the influence of entertainment. What you laugh at shapes what you tolerate shapes what you become numb to. And numbness is the soil where compromise grows silently. I'm not calling you to a joyless life, I'm calling you to holy joy, the kind that doesn't leave you empty afterward, the kind that doesn't need filters, background noise, or escape, the kind that satisfies deeply and purely. Some things in your home have been passed down generationally, but not everything passed down should be kept. Break the inheritance of bondage. Keep what carries blessing, remove what carries cycles. This will not be a one-time act. It will be a process of sensitivity, a walk of discernment. But as you walk with me, you'll grow sharper. What once seemed blurry will become obvious. What once confused you will now disturb you. And in this awakening, you'll begin to see how much I've been protecting you, even in your ignorance. How many times I held back what could have crushed you, waiting for this very moment of surrender. Your dreams will begin to change. Your sleep will deepen. The shadows that used to visit in the night will flee, not because you fought harder, but because you cleaned house. Darkness has no resting place where holiness abides. I want your children to walk into a home that teaches them how to recognize my presence without words. That when they walk through the door, they sense safety, peace, and clarity, even if they don't yet know how to describe it. You've underestimated how spiritually sensitive children are. They feel what adults ignore. Let your home become their first sanctuary, not their first battlefield. You will begin to notice how conversations shift, how visitors comment that something feels different. That's not ambiance. That's my spirit. That's what happens when you remove what hinders and make room for what heals. Do not let sentimentality keep you bound. What served you in one season may be a stumbling block in this one. Honor the lesson. Release the object. Move forward with purpose. I want to make your home a lighthouse, not a museum, a place of active faith, not passive memories, a place where my voice is not just heard, but welcomed, expected, and obeyed.